name is Nathan Larson. I'm Canadian. I've been in Saigon for 5 years now. My printmaking process has very many steps. Usually it starts with a sketch or a photograph that I've taken myself, and then bring it into the computer and digitally manipulate it to my liking. After it's been digitally manipulated, I then get a printout and kind of use that as my template, as my ink. I choose a material or a surface that I want to put that image on. So like I use either cloth or canvas or polycarbonate, paper, any material my images can go on. I use a gel medium and kind of prepare the surface for the print, and then using my hands and pressure, I kind of press the ink out of the paper into the new surface. Well, after using my hands and being able to read the surface and know when it's time to remove the excess paper, I slowly and methodically take apart the excess paper that I don't need. And then what's left is the image on a new surface. My inspiration for this collection for Saigon Art Book comes from, well, living here in Saigon and having to travel. And as we all know, traffic in Ho Chi Minh City or Saigon has increasingly gotten thicker, heavier, and it's much more difficult to get around compared to even 5 years ago. So basically what happens when you're driving is you create these lines and you kind of maneuver your way around the traffic to get from point A to point B. And similarly with the prints that I'm making, the technique that I'm using, what happens is when you're removing the excess paper, it's very similar where it's not always a straight line. So, you can be going in one direction for a small portion of the print, of the transfer process, but then all of a sudden the grain of the paper makes you have to switch and go the opposite way. So there is a slight connection in that way, where when you're driving and when you're in traffic, you always have to figure out the proper way to go. And with the printmaking technique, it's very similar, whereas it's not always a straight line. It's not always as simple as it could be. So it's about being able to read the material, and in traffic, it's being able to read what's in front of you and make the proper decisions.